Oh my God! The last time of the regular season.
Oh my!
The
last regular pregame.
Happy Fan Appreciation Night, everybody! Also, happy Easter. What's up, everybody? Welcome into the pregame show presented by Fubo TV, where you can watch tonight's spectacular game between the fake Kings. Or actually, are the Kings starters playing? I don't even know. Look that up for me. Maybe they're taking the game seriously. And the backup Denver Nuggets, the last game, mercifully, the last game of the regular season. I got a full panel today.
I know.
Fuller than I expected. Over here, I got D-Line.
That's right, guys. Let me start off by saying Happy Easter.
Thank you. Really?
Not to you, to the audience.
Not to me?
Especially not to you.
Wow, that's tough. That's a tough break for me. As seen in the chat, we see S2 sometimes in the chat. Today we got S3 in the house.
Let's
brought his basketball and everything. He's got it signed by everybody. Actually, I don't know what it's been. 3 or 4 times now I've seen S3. Never without a basketball. I've never seen him without a basketball.
Literally
at
never.
Ball Arena, basketball. At the DNVR bar, basketball.
Say something to us, S3. In the microphone, please.
Happy Easter, and follow me on Instagram, S3Baby27.
Wow, that was a perfect.
Wow,
Hey, use your moment, man.
Absolutely. I'm going to follow him right now.
And over there, Magnum PI himself, it's Brendan Vogt.
I don't know if the fans appreciate the Nuggets appreciate the fans today. We do though. You can be on the show. I told you can play in the game. I think if you want.
Please.
It seems like they're down a few key players.
Really weird one for sure today. So the starters are out. That's the big note. And let's.
Oh, you're stealing my thunder.
Oh, are you doing game notes?
No, you can go ahead.
No,
It's
you
fine.
go for game notes. I didn't realize you had them.
Yeah, the starters are out.
Thank
Adam's
you.
right. KCP, Aaron Gordon, Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic, Michael Porter Jr., also Colin Gillespie, who was
What?
upgraded to doubtful earlier in the day.
What is the point of that?
Yeah,
I think Michael Malone was like, the fans haven't been disappointed enough on fan appreciation. Make Colin Gillespie, upgrade him, but we're not going to play him.
Colin Gillespie, he's on the outside of doubtful. He's on the outside of doubtful, Malone said before the game. You know how he loves to say he's on the probable side of questionable. And you're like, what does that mean? No, Colin Gillespie is out. Jeff Green also out. However, Bruce Brown, Reggie Jackson, they are available to play in this game.
So here's a real question, and I don't mean to belabor a dumb point, but, Jason Kidd, he gets up on stage the other day or at the presser, and he all but says we're not trying to win this game or whatever. He's like, we're not going to play Luka. And the NBA opened an investigation about it.
I love that.
Meanwhile, the Nuggets haven't played their starters 2 games in a row for a month.
I love this. What is this investigation, by the way? They're like, we've intercepted communique between.
First of all, Jason Kidd said it at the press conference.
So but here's the problem with the NBA.
Nonsense.
They are so blatantly about perception over everything else, and every corporation or entity is to some degree. But the NBA so much so that we had a season right now where every team has a winning home record because they play their guys at a losing road record. And Adam Silver's like, everything's great. Teams tanking left and right. Everything's great. LeBron, remember, broke the record and then went to Vegas and it took it and everything's fine. And then the Mavs, they tanked the last 2 games. The last 2 games of the season. And it's like, yeah, we got to open an investigation. This is not right.
The NBA.
By the way,
the closer I get to the NBA, the more I detest it.
If you want to know the real double standard in the NBA, the one that's crazy to me is the Portland Trailblazers. They threw the towel in. They were down 2 games and they threw the towel in 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
They stopped playing. No investigation.
Well,
you know why?
Let's wait.
Yeah, that's so true.
We might get the findings back
That
on
would
this
be
investigation.
that would be funny if the NBA does an investigation only to unspool a thread that goes through the entire league. There's tanking going on all across the league right now.
I think what Dallas did was cowardly. And yet at the same time, I would be livid as a Dallas fan. You're investigating us? Philly branded it. Philly branded a multi-year venture to lose as many games as possible. Dallas loses 1 game with draft implications and they get investigated.
It really is like when Jokic missed the game in Milwaukee and everyone was like, this is the problem. Jokic has no respect for the league. And it's like, my God, he's played more games than anyone but Mikal
It's so
Bridges.
true. And they might be right.
And they also might be right. And then guess what? They should have opened an investigation on Jokic because here we are. You give him an inch, swims a mile.
We do have the Nuggets starters today.
Oh, my God.
Sorry, dude. I tried.
Make Eric guess the starters.
Okay. Starting at point guard, Reggie Jackson. Really?
It's Bruce Brown.
Okay. All
Well,
right.
you should have not corrected that. Just let him keep
Okay.
guessing. All right,
Bruce
what else we got?
Brown. Let's see. I'm going to go Jeff Green.
He's not playing. You
Not
weren't listening to the
playing. Good
first
guess.
part of it.
Great
well,
start.
you're right, I wasn't.
Wow, this is-
Yeah.
Boy, this is
So
bad.
that's incorrect.
Vlatko Chanchar?
Correct. Vlatko Chanchar is starting today.
Let's go. DeAndre Jordan?
Correct, Eric. DeAndre
Okay.
Jordan.
All right.
is
All right. I'm
starting.
on a roll now. Let's see. Who else plays
You got
for the
the
Denver
1, the
Nuggets?
4, and the 5.
I literally have no idea beyond this.
Do you know S2? You know who
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is?
who is it? Who is it?
Or S3?
Christian Brown.
Yeah, I don't know how he
Brown.
forgot that one.
Put it, say it in the microphone. Who else?
It's Christian Brown,
In the microphone. In the microphone.
and then the other rookie. It's a fun one.
Oh, Peyton Watson.
Peyton Watson.
Let's go.
His second start, right?
His second start. That's right. Yeah.
So who else is available just to go through this? This means we're going to have Reggie Jackson and Ish Smith available. Jack White, is he available?
I think he is.
Is Zeke Naji available? Was he on the injury title? He wasn't on there, right? So he's available.
He should be available.
And
as
then
well.
Thomas Bryant. So there are 10 players, I believe, available tonight. So Thomas Bryant really does have a chance.
Before we move on, there is another important game note. Michael Malone spoke on the playoff rotation, which he does have settled in his mind, or, well, does he? Let's see. Here's the quote. Or here's the effect of the quote. The starters will be Bruce Brown, Christian Brown. I mean, the starters will play, of course, and then Bruce Brown, Christian Brown, and Jeff Green will be the 3 bench players that are locked in to that 8-man rotation alongside the starters. That's Bruce Brown, Christian Brown, and Jeff Green. However, they may play other guys based on matchups. For example, another big, Peyton Watson and Reggie Jackson could play in the playoffs alongside those 8 guys, or perhaps instead of some of those 8 guys who are locked into that rotation.
Well, let me give you the full quote. He says, so, for me, those 8 guys are pretty in terms of they're going to play, and now depending on who you play, do you need another big? Do you need an athletic wing like Peyton Watson? Do you need another ball handler like Reggie Jackson? So we're going to see where things go. But to me, this actually is a super insightful thing. First of all, he threw Peyton Watson out there when he could have thrown any other names out there for needing a wing. So to me, it's clearly on his radar that he might do it. And then he just laid out why he will play, who he plays. It's, do you need a ball handler? It's Reggie. Do you need a wing? It's Peyton. Do you need a big? He didn't actually give a name for the big.
He did not give a big name, yeah.
It could be Zeke Naji. It could be, Thomas Bryant.
I'm going to guess not.
It could be Thomas Bryant.
Hey, hang on. Is Thomas Bryant starting in this game?
No.
Is he playing
that's
in this
interesting.
game?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's DeAndre. It would not be a put a basketball on for him to get DeAndre.
But I think it's great. He could have very easily not named Peyton Watson,
100%.
even kept that as a card in his back pocket and just not brought it up. That was first of all, I think explicitly rewarding Peyton to the media publicly. You came in here. This audition went exactly how we needed it to from you.
Right.
And so he at least gets that sort of validation. But then also I think the genuine consideration, because I mean, if you're looking for a defensive spark plug off the bench, he's made as good a case as anyone besides Christian or Bruce, who we already know are playing. So that's big time. And listen, it's Malone and it's rookies. To hear him consider it with that little playing time is big.
Yeah. So that's that. We'll see what happens with this game. If you see King starters, let me know.
Yeah, I'm going to look for it.
Let me know. I'm curious.
DraftKings seems to think that all the King starters are playing.
They're taking the game seriously.
They may not play in the second half per Coach Brown, but they will play the King starters.
I'm telling you, we'll talk about this more in the post game show. We've talked about it a lot, but I do think the Nuggets overcorrected. And Malone's tirade after the last game about the players, this or that. And I just want to be like, I don't know, man. Like, there was a lot of notes that were being played last night that I just felt like, man, these notes have been played so often, even including the stretch. And if you rest this many games and then play your guys and they're not up for it, I don't know. Maybe we all need to take a little blame on this one.
Yes. Like the culture being set of
culture. There it is.
Oh my! They basically put no internal pressure on themselves. Had no goals outside of getting the #1 seed, which they got so long ago. The Denver Nuggets have been in sleepwalk mode for so long. No one can even remember what they look like. As has been pointed out, like the bar is kind of empty right now. Like people have like,
we're the real victims. I mean that sincerely though. The fans,
truthful, yeah. I would say like,
and us, and like the bars in town and everything.
I would say a month ago that the Denver Nuggets were the hottest ticket in Denver. And people
they were the best show in town.
They were really had people believing, buying in. I was starting to see a lot of pride surrounding the Denver Nuggets, and they have absolutely squandered it. Like people now are, they lost all of the casuals, which is insane. I mean, obviously, it'll take very little to get them back.
They better win game one.
They better win game one. But it's just, man, it's been rough.
I'm telling you, though, this whole season comes down and is defined by the fact that they've been short-handed every year for the last really 4, but I'll just say 3 just to be fair, because Gary Harris obviously missing that first round or the first 5 games of it. And effectively all of it coming off the bench the last couple games. So they're a little shook. You guys remember I told this story. We had that big snowstorm earlier. My car, I'm driving home, 1 o'clock in the morning, driving home from Ball Arena after a post-game show. My car did a spin. It spun out. Felt so out of control. I've been shook since then. It's like in my head, I have like PTSD from a car wreck that didn't even happen. I just should have wrecked, but thankfully it was 1 in the morning and nobody was on the highway. This is what the Nuggets season is like.
Yes.
They're like, they have PTSD from missing starter the last 3 seasons. And Malone's like, no one go out. My kids can't go outside. We're not going outside.
Right.
Nobody gets to play outside the fence.
Yeah.
You guys are in the fence and nobody, you don't get to go out of my sight. And as a result, it kind of sucks. And it feels like an overcorrection, but again, we'll wait and see. Let's air our grievances. That was me airing my grievance.
Yeah, I kind of feel like we
have
started
so
already.
many grievances.
Here's where I'm going to start. Jokic is a generational offensive talent. He's a generational talent, but especially offensive. Nuggets have this system that I feel like should be the heir to the Steph Curry Warriors, where he is the offensive hub. And yet, when I look at the standings, I see the Denver Nuggets ranked 5th in offensive rating.
Disgusting.
I look across the aisle tonight, and I see the Sacramento Kings, who looked at the Nuggets and said, yeah, let's do that, but with worse players. Sabonis, he's kind of like Diet Jokic. Fox, all right, he's kind of like Diet Jamal Murray. And what do? Built the #1 offense of all time. Really irks me, man.
It is
It
obnoxious.
really irks me.
It's obnoxious that that's a team that is hungry and actually is looking to prove something. They're not in just in defensive mode. They're actually attempting to do something and make that the regular season mean something. So they are where the Nuggets were like 2 or 3 years ago. So yeah, it's gross. I hate it.
A lot of it's the bench, but I still hate it too. It doesn't feel right. And it doesn't help that those first and last 15 games of the season were kind of just punted on. It does feel, we were talking about this before the show. I still feel great about this team, and I've loved watching this season. But at
No
the end of
positivity in the
hang on,
airing
hang
of
on. At the
grievances.
end of the day, it's no triple-double for Jokic. Doesn't look like MV3 is happening. I know these are of varying importance to people, but there's a picture. You know, they don't set the record with 58 wins.
And more than anything,
They had
like,
it all. They gave us nothing.
the
Nothing.
The worst is just that they look like frauds. So we have to be like, no, they're not. But like, you can't even say that with that much confidence.
Here's my airing of grievances.
Let me hear it.
Michael Porter Jr. is 4 3-pointers away from the all-time record for the Denver Nuggets in one season. He's not playing today.
If he played 26 minutes, how many threes would he hit today? Knowing
26.
that he would hit 26 threes.
He would take one every. I mean, it's like
I'll tell you what, he would hit 4.
These
would hit
jerks
4.
are giving us nothing. Like it is so. This is Fan Appreciation Day.
Yeah, it
They're
is.
not playing any starters.
No.
We're on pace for their best season ever. They're going to end at 52.
Yeah.
They are not allowing Michael Porter Jr. to get the record. Jokic is not going to end up averaging a triple double as Vogt says. He's not going to get the MVP. Like it's just. They just shut off every pleasure center thing that they could a month ago. They stopped caring, and they absolutely better be able to turn it back on. Or, I mean, it's going to get ugly. It's going to get ugly in this.
The
town.
best thing to show for all of it would be a title, and that's still
We'll completely forgive him for it.
But it is kind of funny that in the middle of their absolute peak, I think everyone was on the same page. Like, man, has life ever been better as a Nuggets fan? And it's kind of funny that this group will ultimately, as far as the regular season stuff, have nothing to show for it. But maybe that's poetic in a sense. As a team, they're able to get the one thing to show for it that really matters.
S3, I want to know what are you grumpy about the Denver Nuggets?
It's kind of a tough thing with the mic. Let's see what we can do here.
Yeah, just
He won't let the starters play. Jokic is probably not going to get MVP like y'all said. And Murray could have probably had 20 because they're playing the Sacramento Kings.
you see what you're doing to the children?
Children
Denver
are
Nuggets?
upset.
You're doing this to the children.
Kale, how's our mic? We still nice.
So the Michael Porter thing to me is real, and here's another reason why he missed. He wasn't going to get this season, but he's also not going to. He's going to come up like 10 shy or 15 shy of being on the all-time 3 list. Michael Porter Jr. is an all-time 3-point shooter in Denver Nuggets history, and I hate that we're going to go into an off season with him not there. he'll get it next season, of course, should
Will
he
he?
remain with the Denver Nuggets.
Will he?
And so, what do you mean?
Oh, I see what you mean. Like the cumulative. I'm saying like,
Oh, yeah.
a season record.
There's 2 records that he's on the
Yeah.
doorstep of. One is 4 away. The other one's like 15. You know, he
Right,
wasn't going to get
right.
it. But, you know, I just wanted him to be in the books. And then the same with Jokic. I mean, it's part of me loves that he's going to come up shy of a triple-double and average 9.9 assists. The ultimate Sombor double.
I hate it.
He's giving up the ultimate Sombor double. I kind of like it, but at the same time, it is one of those ones where it was like, just put the cherry on top. Now he doesn't get to be mentioned as one of the.
No, dude, it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. Like, I despise the way that they have approached this last month in the season. I absolutely despise it. To me, it's like such loser behavior, and they have every opportunity to correct it and show that it was actually very smart. But it just is. I don't like it.
The biggest effect of having a little homie on the show, I'm getting flamed for my size.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
I didn't do anything.
It's absolutely incredible. It's the Easter treat
We
we
got
all
someone
do.
smaller than me. It resulted in more jokes about me being small.
It's the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. It's the only grievance I don't have.
We all know
Say
P. Watt is getting. We all know P. Watt's gonna get a dunk on somebody.
Oh,
We all
all
know
know
that.
we do know that.
He's not
Tonight?
wrong. I do know that.
Tonight?
And he's gonna have stat line's gonna be 15 points,
Wow.
5 rebounds, and 6 assists.
Wow, let's go,
that's a
dude.
big time stat line. We got to
Let's
take the
go.
over on everything P-Watt tonight. I
And
kind of
his
like
last
this one.
points are gonna. His last point is gonna be his dunking on somebody. So
His last point will be him dunking on somebody. If this happens, we are set up for the coolest moment in show history. If
true.
this happens.
It's absolutely true.
Just to run it down, what was it? 15, 6, and 5? Is that what we said?
Yeah, 15, 6, and 5.
All right, 15, 6, and 5 with the last bucket being a dunk on somebody.
Holy
And by the way,
smokes.
he started that take with, we all know.
Yeah, well, we
We
do.
all know. I got to start my takes with, we all know.
I feel like you do.
I carry the same confidence. Real quickly, guys, tonight, the playoff scenarios. These games do matter. The NBA put them all at the same moment in time. And even though I don't think there's going to be much intrigue in how this plays out, in terms of like the games are all going to be easy, here's what has to happen tonight. The Clippers need to beat the Suns in order to stay in the 5 seed. If they lose, they might fall all the way to the 7 seed. The Warriors need to beat the Blazers, who are tanking, in order to stay in the 6 seed. If the Clippers lose, they'd move up to the 5. But if they win, like we expect them to, and the Warriors win, they'll stay in the 6 and avoid the play-in. The Lakers need to win, because if either of those two teams drop, they can surpass them and go all the way up to the 5 seed. If not, at least with the win, they'll stay in the 7. There is a scenario where if they lose, and New Orleans wins, they could fall down and have a road playing game. So basically, the Lakers are going against a tanking team and should win. The Warriors tanking team should win. The Clippers, the Suns are not playing, by the way. They're not playing their starters, I'm told. Which
What
is
a bunch of cowards.
a little cowardly of them. So all of those teams are projected to win. So then it comes down to the last play-in, which is today the Timberwolves take on the Pelicans. Did you guys realize the Timberwolves are fighting the norovirus right now?
Yeah.
They've
What?
been really, really sick. They have. They've been really sick. It's gone through the whole locker room. There's still guys, I believe, that are out today battling it. Anthony Edwards, apparently, in this last game was vomiting every single time out. He had to, run to vomit. So they've been, really sick, which is unfortunate because they are, once again, in a game 82. If they lose tonight to the Pelicans move to 8, and they get 2 chances to get 1 win. And then the Timberwolves would have 2 games they have to win both, including 1 on the road. So this is a huge swap for that 8-9 in the play-in between those 2 teams. And like I said, Minnesota's battling this virus. Torian Prince lost reportedly 11 pounds.
What?
Over the last week from
Jeez,
just
I gotta
being
get this
so sick.
norovirus.
But also virus going through a team and they're getting ready to go play a play-in, kind of crazy, Sometimes these things can spread or what have you.
At least.
What?
Sorry, guys. At least they leaked this before. Phoenix Suns take notes.
Oh, it's
you
so
know what
true.
I mean?
This is a great take.
Don't wait till COVID after you lost by a lot.
You guys see we lost so bad.
Yeah.
You know what that was?
Now
COVID.
I know if the Wolves get off to a slow start. I already know. You don't have to convince
So
me.
that game carries a lot of intrigue for the Nuggets specifically because how that whoever wins today is going to be most likely to play the Nuggets in the 1-8. because I think the Lakers have a best chance of winning the first round. I mean, you never know, but they have the best winning. So then it would go back to those two teams playing again in the play-in, but this will be for home court. So that game carries a lot of intrigue for the Denver Nuggets specifically, which might make it fun to bet on.
I feel like legally we have to ask you to leave for this segment. I don't know if that's true. I don't know what the optics are for that.
All right, what do we have here?
Bro,
Eric?
I've got a couple can't miss bets here.
Really?
Yes. I've got Peyton Watson.
Oh, Steven Silas got fired.
Oh,
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
Man, that's weird because they play in like, I guess they had a morning game. They were like the one in.
I'm sorry. They declined to pick up his option.
That game is going on right now.
Well,
Interesting.
Shams doesn't care.
no,
Can you imagine coming to a timeout? Somebody be like, "Yo, did you hear Coach is fired after this game?"
Yeah, they're probably pumped up over there.
Oh, that's wild.
I don't think they loved him.
can't miss bet number one. This is the lock of the world, the lock of the century. Peyton Watson over 0.5 blocks.
Man, that is a good bet. You're
Minus
right.
130.
No way, minus 130. How do they have that juice on here?
0.5. They
Can I buy that up? My God.
Well, what you can do is if you go to steals plus blocks, over 1.5 for Peyton Watson is plus money, plus 120.
Man.
By the way, we're retroactively adding a couple blocks to his prediction for Peyton. We
Yeah,
just
dude.
want that clear.
Yeah.
The blocks are a part of the
Oh, I
official.
forgot to bet on 15 points and 6 rebounds.
Are you going there?
No.
Well, hold on. Peyton Watson. Oh, he doesn't. Oh, he does have 13 and a half points, man. That's actually kind of a lot.
I'm not taking. I mean, we're taking. We're not. Do not do that.
15 points.
You know what?
You already heard it
I'm
here
taking
first.
It.
Yeah.
I'm taking it.
Okay,
man.
listen. No better person to take betting advice from than a child. Everybody knows that.
And we want to be clear, children, don't bet.
Yeah. No,
don't bet.
No. Givali, right?
Yeah.
All right. Here's my other bets that I feel good about today. Trey Lyles over 8.5 points.
This is the most disgusting bet I've
That is
ever.
Dev has never created an offense this bad.
That's the worst
with his
bet.
bets.
Even if it
Never
hits.
once has he ever gotten this
Trey
low.
Lyles, the revenge game.
I
You
hate
always
this
have to look
so
for
much.
revenge games in the NBA. Over 8.5 points.
It's actually a great bet.
I
That's
know
the
it's a
worst
great.
part.
I'm trying to make money on Easter for people, man.
You know what? I'll do it.
The other bet that I like, Domantas Sabonis
Really?
over 6.5 rebounds.
How long is he going to play?
Half.
Also, he's going up against a great rebounder,
Who
DeAndre Jordan.
is that? A great rebounder?
DeAndre Jordan's a great rebounder. It's
Okay.
the one thing he does.
Listen,
Could we
don't-
say
he has
very?
one
could,
skill.
could we say very good?
Don't take it. Then.
No, he's a
don't
great
take it. But
rebounder. He has one
I'll
thing
be
he does
taking it.
well.
Over 6.5
He'll
rebounds.
punt on contesting shots to rebound the ball.
That's a good point.
We'll see what happens. That's my. I like that. And you know what I actually like today? The Denver Nuggets money line. I like it. Like we've got
it just because it's so funny.
we've got
hearing you say
Johnny
it.
Hustles out there.
All
We've
right,
got guys
yeah.
that want to show and prove.
fan
It is
appreciation
Fan Appreciation
night,
Day,
yeah.
and you can get at plus 175.
Okay.
Like, it's ridiculous enough that the Denver Nuggets could actually pull this off. They actually would be. You know, you're telling me that P. Watt and Christian Brown don't want to show out in front
No,
of the
they
crowd.
might show out.
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, is there a lock?
The lock is the Peyton Watson over 0.5 blocks,
that is a
but
good
although
lock.
over 1.5 steals plus blocks at plus 120,
That might be
that's
the better
an
value.
absolute lock. It is full on the better value.
Yeah. All right, let's build a same game parlay. And I'm going to go straight to steals because I want our blocks. I want to see if I can buy up Peyton Watson.
Yeah,
I
man.
cannot. It only gives me an option for two players there. Peyton
Yeah.
Watson if it goes to steal block
Instead, Trey
combos.
Lyles.
Nope, it's not giving me any of those. Man, we might not get to do a same game parlay.
I
Take
know.
us around the association though. Isn't there some other bets around the league? So
Man, I don't know. Look at, I mean, like,
the big one is honestly the Minnesota game. That's the only one that's like in doubt. The Timberwolves are favored by 3. Is there anything you like in that matchup?
I mean, it's with the knowledge that they're fighting a deadly virus. Like, I would say normally, like, I would look to Anthony Edwards, who now I know is very ill.
Maybe less ill than yesterday though.
I mean, do you normally the day after you're sick, are you like just up and ready to go and play high level NBA basketball? I mean, I got to go with the Pelicans on this. Like, let's take a look here at player 3. Oh, gosh. I think I would take
You got another hot take?
Herb Jones needs 1 3-pointer.
He's not going to hit. I mean, come on. It's like Torrey Craig threes.
CJ McCollum, dude.
Just take the line then. What's your line
All
for
right,
the game?
fine. I mean, I'm going to take the Pelicans. I'm absolutely
Really? Money line on the Pelicans?
Absolutely. The Pelicans are
All right.
the Timberwolves are favored, but I mean, listen, like human beings are playing this game and human beings are fallible. I got to go roll with the Pelicans on this one. Plus, they've looked pretty good lately. I'm going Pelicans money line.
Human beings are fallible. Do we have any super chats, Kale? We do. Oh, we have one. SW2.
Oh, wow. Super chat from the room.
Happy Easter,
The
DNVR
call's coming
guys.
from inside the house.
I want to say thank you for welcoming to all the for being so welcoming to all the fans. Sorry, it's my first time reading. Made S3 feel right at home his first time here. That's love. DNVR Nuggets entire crew, big W's. Playoffs are
Let's
here.
go.
Appreciate it.
S3, give us some words of wisdom to take us into today's game. Tell us about the season in general. What do you think about the Nuggets in general?
In general, they're good. I mean, they're not doing bad right now. Jokic is averaging a triple-double. Probably going to lose that, but it's okay. Bruce Brown is going to average 3 threes tonight.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Man, I got to take that one too. Hold
me
up.
too.
You're handing out free winners over here. I'm not passing on it. Okay.
Christian is he's going to have like what can I think of right now?
I'm like hanging on this.
I know.
I'm like
The whole world
The
is
whole
waiting for
world.
this.
Oh yeah,
steal.
Christian Brown's going to get a steal.
Oh, let's go.
Oh man,
Lock
that's a
of the
lock.
world.
All right.
Um
Christian Brown, man, his line's 1.5.
Will he get
DeAndre Jordan's going to dunk on somebody.
2? Okay. Where's dunk on somebody?
Okay. DeAndre Jordan. All right, give us one last one.
One last one. Something
Make it
that's
for
definitely
Blacko
going to happen.
Chanchar, maybe.
Okay.
He is going to have 4 blocks.
Oh! 4 blocks. Holy smokes. I got to get that.
Horns on that last one.
Thanks for hanging out with us, dude.
Big shouts for S3 hanging with us in the pregame.
Oh, we got a
Hopefully-
last minute super chat.
Hopefully he brought us good luck. If he did, it's got to be on every show. Appreciate experiencing joy in the wins with you all and the
Disproportionately sad losses.
Thanks to the whole crew. Go Nuggets. That goes from Egg Shin. All right, everybody. Nuggets taking on the Kings in the final game of the regular season. Let's watch it together. We'll be right back here in the postgame show. See you
Let's
then.
go.